It's been a while since we have seen a meltdown like this from a studio that theoretically has a good game on their hands. It's just they're working overtime to go ahead and upset their audience at every single opportunity. I was trying to think, like, what is analogous? Helldivers 2, that situation? Like, that's close, but Warhorse Studio, Daniel Vávra and the community managers over there, they are working overtime to make sure that there is no goodwill and no trust in this company. It could be a completely explainable, the decisions that they're making. And you know what? Honestly, like, a lot of them are. You got an invading force that's coming in that just so happens, okay? And not using that in, like, you know, the Reddit tier term of, oh, it just so happens that everybody thinks like we do because we ban descending opinions. It just so happens in Hollywood that all of the single mothers have transgender kids. No, the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is telling a story of an epoch in time in Bohemia when they were invaded by a force of reasonably diverse characters, okay? And them explaining, you know, the LGBT, the pride scenes that are in there. It's like, yeah, bumming was happening even back, you know, in the 11th century. They kept it on the DL, and they wanted to tell as realistic of a story as possible. I understand. And if it's a good game, if there's great gameplay that's in there and then it's backed up by something that makes historical sense because that's the story that they're wanting to tell, I'm totally fine with that, okay? I'm not one of these people that just go, oh, it's gay, it's woke, that means it's woke, it's woke, it's woke. I'm not going to do that because I see something that I might personally find detestable. If it makes sense in the story that's being told, hey man, that's the story that's being told. I'm going to go ahead and give you creative license. If I don't like it, if it's not accurately or a well-developed part of your story, I'll call you out for being a bad writer, but I'm just not going to simply say, oh, there's a woman that's there, she shouldn't be there, she should be in kitchen, otherwise that's woke. Not going to do that. In this situation, I'm going to call you stupid, because that's the way that you're acting. Stupid is as stupid does. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, their forum, okay, their Steam forum over there. We talked about this the last time around, where they had this weird code of conduct update after the rumors of it, the game being banned in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for unskippable gay scene. And it's like, yeah, we'll give an update soon. And then it's like, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and just shut down and police our forums a little bit more strongly. Interesting choice. Instead of just clearing the air, and then you cleared the air, and it's like, okay, that makes sense. And then you started to attack people that were defending your game. It's like, oh my god, bro. It's like, could you just stop right there? And it would have been all fine and dandy if you would have just stopped there. But you didn't. You really didn't, okay? But the forum rules that banned racism, homophobia, and neo-Nazism, oh my god, like the idiots that are out there. It's like the retards that still think, you know, Elon Musk, he threw up a Nazi salute behind the presidential seal. Like, you need to, like, legitimately go outside and touch grass. I know it's January, depending where you are right now. Like, if you're down in Florida, you've got about 10 inches of snow to dig before you can get to grass. But seriously, if you think that there are that many legitimate swastika enthusiasts just patrolling every corner of society, like, just, you're beyond help, honestly. Okay, but walked back by the publisher, which now just asks everybody to please be nice. So yeah, they did something good. Okay, we got to highlight the good before we delve into the bad, right? Less than a week after rolling out a new code of conduct for the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 forums on Steam, Deep Silver says it has listened to your feedback and eliminated nearly all of it. The original code of conduct, published January 17th, laid out a zero tolerance policy for discrimination of any form. Yes, everybody's like, yeah, but your shit's still gay though. Can we go ahead and address that? It's like, no, just stop being mean online. It's like, welcome to the internet. That's not going to change. I don't care what kind of rules and policy that you have, because Steam has other policy, and we're just going to continue to point and laugh at you, you freaks. And if you're going to continue to engage, it's like, that's rule number 1 of the internet. Don't feed the trolls. And what did you end up doing? Well, offering them a complete and total all courses buffet. What are you doing? Yeah, any post comments or behavior perpetuating these harmful ideologies will be removed, and offenders will face swift action. Oh my god. Now, however, all of it's gone. Instead, the code of conduct, the Steam forums, are now governed by a much briefer set of guidelines, really. Over the past few days, we've listened to your feedback and updated our community guidelines to better reflect the kind of space we all want this to be. We've made them clearer, simpler, and shorter to keep things fair, respectful, and focused. thank you all for being on this journey with us. So your new guidelines are respect others, stay on topic, no spoilers without warnings, no spam or self-promotion, follow Steam's follow Steam's guidelines. So yeah, very brief, very standard operating procedure that's right there, so they can go ahead and discuss what the fuck the management team is doing over there. Like, what you guys, man, like this is next level stuff. Okay, Warhorse community manager claims Henry was not a sodomite in Kingdom Come Deliverance due to budget constraints. Yeah, this shit's actually wild. To just cut to the chase on this one, you got Dr. Fusselpulli, sure, community manager at Warhorse Studios. As you can see, okay, Henry was always meant to be queer. They just didn't have the money for it back then. Can you stop complaining now? I don't know if that's being earnest. I don't know if that's sarcasm. I don't necessarily know if that comment's being presented out of context or not, but when you just follow it up with other stuff like this, okay, Warhorse Studios community manager confirms Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 option to make Henry a bisexual, and yeah, okay, this was probably me who answered back then. I didn't establish Henry as a character, but I also heard that this Henry guy, I didn't play the first one. I have it. I got it for free on Epic Game Store over, what was it, between Christmas and New Year's when they were giving away a bunch of free games, and that happened to be one of them. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. And I think I seen like Razor Fist play back in the cut, and it looked fun as hell. Like, they had a really great game that's on there that had a lot of hype and momentum behind it, and now only just flushed it down their gold toilet. Like, what are we doing out here? But yeah, I heard that Henry's the main antagonist, okay, or at least there is one that was alluded to being bisexual, which is kind of based in and of itself, where the only gay character is, the bad guy. But now that there is an option to be bi, but nobody is forcing you to play as a bi character. Yeah, okay, so there's options that's out here. Like, there's options in Baldur's Gate 3, and it's the most popular game over the past couple of years. So again, if they just stopped right here, everything would be fine. But no, in addition to that, Henry can now be more of a cat person because now we have cats. So yeah, maybe this is a little facetious, okay? And now we've got random YouTube comments getting, oh my god, just stop, man. Like, if you're responding to random people on YouTube with paragraphs of text, like, what are we doing? Okay, so you got this guy. Well, we have some kind of same-sex romance, or even any kind of romance. So I guess maybe this was back. It must have been during the release of the first game, okay, because it's 8 years ago. But this is the combat the narrative that Henry was always the big gay. Same-sex romance, and no, you will play as Henry, the son of a blacksmith, from Silver Skylance or Scalacy. Sure. And he already has a background story in which he's not meant to be bi, or I would imagine, or the big homo. But there will be a homo NPC character in the game. Okay, so those players are not straight, will be forced to romance with a woman, and nobody will force you to do anything. But you will play as Henry, the son of a blacksmith, and yes, he is straight. He's white and male from Bohemia. Someone from France will not be able to play a French guy, which is, I guess, like, that's baseline bi. So if you want to play that, because he's French, even if he loves his country. If you're in a wheelchair, you will be able to walk in the game, and Henry will be will have a dog in the game. Interesting. Even if you're more of a kind of cat person, you will play as a Christian person, even if you're Muslim, Hindu, atheist, or a Jedi. So yeah, it's an interesting tonal shift from back then. And if you recall, it was pointed out that, Henry's a Christian character, so I guess the NPC, obviously, the big bad in that, Henry's the main character. See, I need to play the game because I don't quite know, but just heard secondhand information on that, so my mistake. Then you got Daniel Vávra coming out here, and it's like, what are you doing, dude? Okay, you're the narrative director on the game, and just you continue to pick fights with nobodies, and it just, you don't look good when you're doing this. The director of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 confirms it's not a Christian game. You play as a Christian in Bohemia in the 11th century. Yeah, interesting, right? Glad to see you came out and embraced being gay. Explains why you made it mandatory in medieval Christian games. It's not mandatory and it's not Christian game, grifter bot. Yeah. Okay, so again, sticking on the line that nothing's mandatory, but you would have thought that the religious aspects of that would have carried over from the no, okay, all of that is the very that's all optional too, kind of like people's desire to buy the game. But Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, every controversy explained in one explosive timeline, which, yeah, we're going to need somebody to catalog this stuff because it's been absolutely wild. Warhorse Studio seems unable to catch a break, even after its success with the highly original medieval RPG Kingdom Come Deliverance. The studio is once again thrust into the spotlight, this time by a pendulum that might have swung too far, because, yeah, there's a lot of people who are like, no, you got to understand the context on this. And then after these recent spurgouts in the past couple of days, you know, you got the likes of Grums and Pirate Nation shut out, both of them actually. They're like, I'm just done with this, you know, Kingdom Come Deliverance stuff. It's like, I can't defend you guys because you just keep on screwing it all up. In some context, back in February of 2018, when Kingdom Come Deliverance was released following 2014 Kickstarter campaign, Warhorse Studios and its founder faced criticism from games journals for not including black characters in a game set in 1403. Oh god, I'm getting all my references screwed up with numbers and stuff. That's why we needed a timeline to the 15th century, not the 11th century. That's right, it was still considered being a sin, rather being sinful if you're, you know, the big gay, even back in the 11th century, as it is in the 15th, a region of the Holy Roman Empire. Vavra defended his decision, stating that the game aimed to be historically accurate and based on sources. There were no black people in the area at the time, and then, yeah, the controversy didn't end there. Vavra also targeted for his apparent support of Gamergate, further criticized for comments opposing Anita Sarkeesian, a big W. I wonder if he was invited to her birthday wedding. Sarkeesian critiques, yeah, often went beyond specific games, like everything's racist, everything's sexist, and you need to point it out. But thank God that quote has been mocked into oblivion, and now it just kind of looks like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is picking up that baton and trying to fight for that throne. What are we doing? Sequel is set to continue Henry's journey, picking up from where the previous game left off, maintaining the medieval RPG mechanics. The sequel promises to be a bigger, better version of its predecessor, heading for release, oh goddamn, a couple weeks time, February 4th. Yet, even with a larger budget, clearer plan, stronger foundation in the gaming industry, Warhorse Studios in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has not entirely escaped the controversies that plagued them during the release of the first game 6 damn years ago. 7 years, damn. Smearing reignited Daniel Vávra, compared the current player count from the original Kingdom Come Deliverance to that of Dragon Age: The Veilguard on social media. Oh, we talked about that. Oh, that's funny, and especially looking at what has happened and what was just announced actually in the previous video, if you want to go check that out. In regards to sales of the Veilguard, which was propped up by games journals as being actually at the top of the charts and actually a success, being reported by EA to missing half of their sale projections. But anywho, moving back to KCD2, for a while, the controversy seemed to die down until the Saudi-based gaming outlet VGA4A posted on X claiming, yes, the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was banned in Saudi, and yeah, we talked about that, and well, we went through Anne's thread. Gay characters were already in KCD1. KCD is an RPG. You are responsible for your decisions. If you want Henry to try, you know, a same-sex adventure, feel free. And yeah, that's totally fine. If that's what you want to put in your game, that you're more than welcome to do that. It's your game. And yeah, no unskippable cutscenes in our game. Anyone who claims otherwise never played them. And yeah, if you would have stopped there, everything would have been fine. But then tings continued. Despite these reassurances and confirmations that the interaction of KCD2 will be in line with historical perspectives of the influencers such as Grums and Dimion and others coming to Vavra's defense, there are still those who, despite his response, believe there should be no divisive characters in the game at all. Well, if you're honestly, that butthurt, no pun intended, by the simple existence of characters, like, I don't know, man, you're just the other side of the SJW coin, really. I've even gone so far as to question Daniel's response, stating that said much without saying anything. No, he was pretty pointed. Like, we went through that thread and it was, I don't know, it makes sense, man. But then, yeah, then he started to throw pejoratives. Okay, he started to go after, people like, Rev says Desu, saying he was a grifter, but in actuality was a supporter of the game, and was talking about the situation like many people have. And now it has fallen to community managers and Vavra himself to try to win back any sort of momentum and reputation for the game now that it's but a few days away from release. And it's not looking good. it's really not looking good, because some of the biggest online supporters have just told the game, it's like, yeah, not even going to bother at this point in time. There's other things that we can play that have released recently. There's other stuff that's coming in the future that we can go ahead and spend our time on. And it's for still a relatively upstart studio like Warhorse that was founded off the backs of a Kickstarter, meaning that you're only here by the goodwill of the fans. Taking such an adversarial relationship with them isn't necessarily a winning strategy, especially when you're trying to put out a very combat-focused game in the shadow of the upcoming Monster Hunter game. Not a winning strategy. Definitely not a winning strategy. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Coswell. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.